The following program is sponsored by the Today's Home Remodeler television network.
Welcome to Today's Home Remodeler. I'm Stuart Keith, and on today's show, we're learning more about a new professional roofing system. We'll begin by meeting with Andy Lindis from Lindis Construction as he introduces today's project and explains why these homeowners are replacing their roof after just 17 years. Next, we'll check out the GAF weather stopper roofing components that are being installed on this home. We'll see how they're designed and installed to help protect a roof from leaking for up to 50 years. And finally, we'll begin tearing off the old shingles and get started on the roof replacement process. So we have a lot to cover today, and we'll get started after these messages. One of the common terms you'll hear when replacing a roof is the warranty that is labeled with the shingle. 25 or 30-year shingles seem to imply that a roof should last at least that long. Unfortunately, that's not typically the case, and when you learn more about the warranty, you realize it's prorated, doesn't cover the labor, and may be totally void if there were workmanship defects. So let's begin today's show with our remodeling professional, Andy Lindis, to see how contractors and manufacturers are improving the way a roof is replaced and the warranties that are now being offered. What a beautiful day for being up on a roof, and by the looks of it, your crew is just flying along on this project.
Yeah, just taking care of some of the underlayment there now, and hopefully by the end of the day we have all the shingles installed.
How many guys do you have out here?
We actually have 10 guys on this job. It's real important to us. Once we start removing shingles from a house, we don't want it to be left open. We want it to be as painless as possible for the homeowner. So we get here early in the morning, we work, hopefully get all of our roofs done in one day. That's
Really quick, and this must be about a 35 or 40 square roof, and as we walked around I was impressed at their due diligence in protecting the landscape. But before we get into the process, let's just set the stage on this project, why the homeowner was in need of a new roof.
Believe it or not, it was a 30-year shingle on this roof, your standard 3-tab shingle. It was 17 years old, and over the last couple of years he's starting to see some of them telltale signs, granules coming out of the downspout. He's looking up on his roof, you've seen them starting to curl, and this year we've had some high winds come through, and he's been out in his yard picking up full shingles that have blown off his house. He just knew it's time before the winter comes to replace this roof.
I often run into homeowners who have experienced exactly that. They put a 30-year shingle on, after 12 or 15 years here in the upper Midwest, inevitably the shingles seem to fail.
The majority of the people I get to talk to have a real bad taste in their mouth from a lot of the shingle manufacturers out there because they're seeing these 25-year roofs, these 30-year roofs, these 40-year roofs. They just are not lasting. And I think GAF has taken the best step forward here and are actually certifying their installs. We're actually a master lead installer, and we're actually using the Golden Pledge warranty on this roof. What that is a 50-year non-prorated warranty on labor and materials. But in order to get that, you have to go through the installation practices that GAF is going to recommend. So we have to go through their CARE Institute and actually have our people trained to make sure that they're doing it right. Not only do we have to make sure that they're trained and able to install it that way, when the roof's all done, they're going to send their inspector out here. He's going to go through a 40-point checklist, and they're going to tell us if we messed up one thing, they make us come out and redo it before they put the warranty on it.
Really? So a trained set of eyes will come out there and look at it and make sure that it was installed properly, so the homeowner has the ultimate peace of mind that the warranty that it says on the box of shingles over there is actually 50 years. What about, like you said, a dumpster or the labor? Again, that's all included. A homeowner doesn't have to worry about that. It almost seems too good to be true.
There will be no costs associated to the homeowner. We're going to cover the dumpster, we're going to cover the permit, the nails, everything that goes into installing the roof will be 100% covered, non-prorated for 50 full years.
Well, if I'm a homeowner in need of a new roof, I'm definitely going to check out the Master Elite list of contractors. It seems to be pretty limited because it's only 1% to 2% qualify. But again, if I'm GAF, I want to have the best of the best installing my product, because after all, as we've talked about in other shows, you can have the best product in the world, but if it's not installed properly, you're not going to get the results you're looking for.
Yeah, the installation process is far more important than the type of material that's going on your roof.
Well, let's head around here and take a look at that installation process. And over here, Andy, is what I was talking about when we walked around before. I was amazed at the attention to detail on protecting the homeowner's belongings on the outside of the house. The siding, the landscaping. It's hard to believe that they were just maybe a half an hour ago tearing off this roof, and you can't even tell looking at the ground.
Clean up as we go. We don't want any of the debris that we're removing from this house to end up in the neighbor's yard. That's very, very important to us too. So right when we're removing the shingles, we have somebody actually putting it in the dumpster to make sure it's not blowing all over the yard.
And I bet communication with the homeowner must come into play on a job like this.
It's called managing expectations. I want the homeowner to know exactly what's going to happen from the time we start the job to the time we finish the job. And we try to put that out in writing so they know exactly what's going to happen. They know that if we damage one piece of siding, a screen, a shutter, or the gutters on the house, we're 100% responsible. So we take extra care to make sure that if a shingle does fall to the house, it's going to hit this plywood and not the siding. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you, what anybody says to you. What matters is what's in writing. You get anything that the roofer is telling you in writing. That's the only way it's ever going to hold up.
And that's what we mean when we tell homeowners, do your education, find the competent contractor, one who's concerned about your property, not just about getting paid to put a new roof on. You really become part of their family, and they can feel free to ask any questions before, during, and after. Not only are they assigned a lead estimator that comes out and works with the homeowner, they can call anybody at our office, and they're all trained to answer any question they need. So they have more than one person that they can contact. Stay tuned. We'll be tearing off the old shingles and inspecting the roof decking next, when we continue with today's Home Remodeler.